Yeah, you only got two Houdini books. Yeah, that's all the
Okay, guys. Well, we will go ahead and get started, and I'll add anybody else in as they pop up. So, my name is Elizabeth. I usually run the after school program at Johnson Crossing during the school year. So, this summer, this is how we are doing our Summer of STEAM. We're doing it virtually, so I'm glad you guys could all join us. So this week we are focusing on fitness, and today's topic is yoga. So, have any of you guys done yoga before? First off, that's my first question. Okay, looks like one of you have. Okay, so we're just going to do some simple yoga techniques that you can do with me, okay? So, the first pose we are going to do is called child's pose. So if you guys want to get active and stand up with me and do all this, I don't have to see on the screen, it's fine, but I will make sure you guys can see me doing the poses. But so the first pose is where you pretty much lay on the ground and you put your head between your hands, and you just take a few really deep breaths while you're doing it, okay? So if you want to do it with me, go ahead and we'll just take a few deep breaths and do our first pose. Make sure you guys can see me though. So you'll just do this and you just kind of lay down like this. Okay, guys? You just take a few deep breaths. Okay? So that was called child's pose, okay? So mostly the point of yoga is to help you guys get in a mindfulness, and it helps you relax. Um, I don't do yoga a lot. I do it sometimes, but uh, seems like a good thing. So, let's see. Then there's also a pose called downward facing dog, and you pretty much just bend over and look down. Okay, guys? You just breathe, and that is how it goes. So, these poses are pretty easy easy for the most part. I made sure to pick beginner ones for you guys. And then there's also lots of content on our website that you guys have probably already seen by now of different kinds of stuff you can do. Okay, so next we're going to do a plank. And you guys all, I think, know how to do a plank. You just kind of plank. And that's another good yoga pose to do. And it's something you can do in your houses too, because I know it's summer and it's getting kind of warm out there, and you do want to spend some time outside, but you also want to make sure you're staying active inside too. So, other than yoga, what have you guys been doing to stay active this summer since all this coronavirus? I'd love to hear from you guys. Okay, so next we will do a tree pose. It's really quite simple. You pretty much just look like a tree for the most part. You just put your hands above your head and you put one foot up to your knee and you breathe. So, and there are lots of different poses you guys can do. You can find just about anything. If you've done yoga before and you're a little more advanced and you can do more yoga, that's great. If you can't, then you just start out pretty simple. So let's try another pose, guys. We will do, let's see, let's do the, it's called a cobra, and it's another one where you lay on the ground and you just kind of put your hands flat and you just kind of lift your head up and it just kind of stretches your back and everything. There we go. So this is another pose. It's called Cobra, like I said, and you just kind of give yourself a good stretch in the back. Okay. So those of you who have done yoga before, have you done it a lot or just a little bit? A little bit. A little bit. Yeah, I haven't done
Yeah, I
yoga.
do it a little bit too.
You've done a little bit too, Kaden?
I have to for baseball, so not very
It's good.
fun.
It's a good exercise. I'm not super flexible to do all of the poses, but I can do some of the
Me
simpler ones.
either, especially when you're in catcher's gear and it's hard to bend down and squat.
Yeah. Hi, Leanne.
Mommy wanted to do some yoga.
Okay, let's do another pose, guys. Let's do the, what should we do next? Okay, there's one where you sit and you twist, kind of. So you sit and you put your one leg over and then you just kind of twist. And it's a pretty good stretch too. You guys, I think I used to do this when I was in PE, when I was in school. And it just kind of gives you a nice
Mr. Maxwell does that. He makes us do that.
Yeah, it's a good stretch for your back, Kaden, and it.
We
It's
do
also,
it in
I mean,
football, and it's actually really nice. It's really easy
Yeah.
to do. I'm doing it right now in my chair.
yeah, it helps out, stretches you out, and get you all good and ready to do some other physical activities. I know I try and make sure I stretch before I do anything physical just because you don't want to hurt your muscles or anything. Okay, so the next one we're gonna do is a bridge pose. And I'm not very good at this one, but we will do our best. And all you do is you lay down on your back, and then you just kind of raise your middle up, and you just hold it there for a few deep breaths. And you can just get this nice stretch going on. You can definitely do that. I'm not that flexible to get up that high. Okay. So then the other pose I have is a triangle pose. And you stand up and you have to kind of spread your legs apart a little bit. And then you just kind of bend and stretch.
There, she's got it.
And then you just take a few deep breaths, like I said, and then you'll just switch to the other side and bend and stretch.
It's like you dropped your cell phone and you have to grab it.
Yeah, pretty much. I do that a lot. Okay. So those are the yoga poses I had for today. Just some simple ones that you guys can go over. But I would, like I said, I want to talk to you guys. You know, it's been a weird school year. Now it's a weird summer. So I just want to know what you guys have been doing to stay active through all of this closure and madness that's kind of been going on.
I've been sleeping.
Sleeping. It's good. It restores your body, so it's always a good thing.
I've been playing catch outside and hitting balls over the fence and having to go get them. It's not very good when your neighbor's screaming at you from his patio.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to see.
See if I can find you guys some more yoga poses. Okay, we'll try this one. This one is called a hero pose, and you pretty much just kind of looks like you just sit on your knees as far back as you can go, and you put your hands on your knees and you just kind of sit there.
How do I do that?
I hear my knees pop when I do this. You just take a few deep breaths. Okay. Now let's try this. This one looks so complicated. I don't know if I'm gonna get my legs like this. So you kind of sit somewhat crisscross, but you try and get them as far back as you can.
Oh.
Your legs, and then you kind of reach for your hands behind your back. I can't do it. Kind of difficult because you're supposed to have one hand towards the bottom of your back and one towards the top, and see if you can reach the top hand to the bottom hand. I definitely can't. That's too short for me.
Short arms.
But it gives you a good stretch. I can feel that stretch in my shoulders.
I can't reach. I got short hands.
I know the feeling, Kaden. That's me too. Okay. This one
If that
is
one little spot you can't quite scratch, we gotta practice that yoga pose to do that.
That's exactly how it feels. Okay. The next one is called the bow pose. You try and hold your feet. I don't know if I can get both feet, but you just hold your feet
That's a good one.
and you breathe. I can feel it pulling in my hips. But yeah, you just grab your feet and you pull. Try and lay down flat on your stomach while you're doing it. And you grab your legs and you just Pull and breathe.
Nice.
Ooh, that felt good. I stretched out my legs. They were kind of sore today.
You guys are all so brave. I'd be afraid you'd
I
hear
give
something
up.
crack.
It's hard to breathe. I'm laying on my bed. So.
Okay.
You reach it?
Next one. Okay, with this one, you're going to hold your legs out in front of you and put your arms out. I don't even know if I can hold it. You put your legs out in front of you, put your arms, and you breathe.
What if you do that with a chair?
Like scrunch
I don't
up
know
a
if you
little
can.
bit. Kind of like maybe
You should be able to do it in a chair.
I'm gonna try to do it in a chair. I can do that one, maybe.
I'm sitting on the ground, so it's pretty easy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Somewhat, unless you fall on your back because you don't have any balance.
Yeah. And then you got plank type ones that I bet you guys do something similar to this in school. You put one hand on the ground, and then you raise your body. You don't use this hand. This hand just kind of stays up.
Oh yeah, I love this.
oh.
I can't do that for very long. And then,
Oh.
so
Ow.
Oh
I
no.
also work in the daycare at the YMCA. And in the mornings with our little 3-year-olds, we do a little bit of springtime yoga, as it's called. And we say hello to the sun. And just kind of just stand. Nothing too fancy. Just breathing and saying hello to the sun.
I can't see me.
And then we've already done the tree pose, but we usually then you go into the tree. And after that, you try and be a flying bird. So you just kind of put your hands to your side and you put your leg back. And you just hold it. So your hands are at your
You
side.
stay out of my camera.
Put your leg back. Yep, just like that, guys. Just kind of breathe. And then try and touch your toes. This one we call it falling rain, and you just kind of try and touch your toes. I can't quite get that far, but I get pretty close. And then you're going to kind of squat down as low as you can go with your hands together and pretend like you're planting, growing out of the ground. So you just squat. You don't have to get on your knees. You just kind of, let's see, if I put it there, it'd be better. Okay, you just kind of squat.
Why collect baseball and football cards and look at this card? It's a one of a kind.
I have kids not on my app for 5 minutes.
Okay. Some of these other poses I definitely, because they're like, yoga is very good. I've heard lots of people say good things about yoga. Some of these poses I definitely couldn't do because they're like floating in the air, I think, sometimes. But we'll try another one. Let's see what we can do with this one. As long as you're trying, that's all that matters. You put your legs, you're just kind of straight like this, and then you bend backwards and touch your legs. I can't quite touch my legs, but you bend backwards. You're not quite that flexible to bend all the way backwards. And then let's try just some simple ones. Like I said, some of these you guys probably do in like PE, and it's actually yoga. But you just sit forward. We're gonna sit, and then you just reach for your toes. So you're just sitting like you would sit if you were just sitting. You reach for your toes. And then there's another one. Ugh. So you put, we'll do this on both legs, okay? So you put one knee up. So you have one knee up, and your other leg is back behind you. Okay, so it kind of looks like this, one knee up, one leg back behind you, okay? And then your hands are just above your head, just breathing. And then we'll switch. Get a few good breaths in for every pose you do. Switch to the other leg, and arms up again, and breathe. Okay, there we go. So yoga can be used for many different reasons. It can be used for exercise. Some people use it if they just had a really stressful day or you had trouble with school or something. You can just do yoga and it just kind of relaxes you and takes your mind off of things, which is always a good thing sometimes. So let's see. Okay, so earlier we did the plank on the one side. We're going to do it on the other side just to even us out a little bit since we only did it to the one side where you do this. So remember what side you did earlier if you can, and let's do this one again. Breathe in and out, in and out. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can find a few more poses. Okay, let's see. Okay, here's another one for you guys. Let's see if we can do this one. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna stand back up again. Okay, and you're going to have one leg is gonna stay on the ground, okay? And the other leg is going to, you're gonna hold it up with the other arm and you're just gonna
Ooh.
arm forward. Just stretch.
There you go.
I know I do this one a lot. I do mixed fit, and I do that one a lot with my aunt after like workout, but usually it's just one of these. I don't put my arm forward, but it can help out a lot. Okay. Turn to the other leg and stretch. Ooh, that was a little better. And just stretch. And with yoga, you can always definitely, I feel like, tell when you're tight in certain areas because you can feel the pull just a little bit more in the areas that you need a little bit more work on. Okay, we're going to try another one. Okay, so we're gonna sit. You're gonna sit on the ground. You're gonna be crisscross, and then you're just going to have one hand, take whichever hand you want, and just kind of set it on the ground next to you. And the other hand is kind of gonna bring over and stretch. Yeah. So just sit up crisscross, put one hand on the ground, and you just stretch your side. Take a few deep breaths, and then switch to the other side. Oh, yep. If few deep breaths every time. Now, let's see if I can find. Now, when you've done yoga for a while, you can do different kinds of poses where you're more like off the ground. I don't think I could do many of them, but there's some that you, it's almost like the plank, but instead of you keeping your feet on the ground, you have them in the air. I'm not quite that yoga ready yet, but there are, the more advanced into yoga you get, the more challenging the poses get. Okay, here's another one for you guys. So you are going to be on you're going to have one knee is going to be on the ground, okay? And your other leg is going to be straight out behind you. You're going to have one hand, so whichever knee is on the ground, leave that hand on the ground and put the other hand up. And that is another good yoga pose. Oh, geez, this one. Okay, so just stretch, breathe, in and out. And then we'll switch to the other side. Okay, and you breathe in and breathe out. In and out. Oh. Good job, guys. Okay. Okay, here's another one. And I think you guys have done this one probably in PE too. So you have your legs are like one straight and one is bent in to your other leg. And then you just pull forward and stretch. So you have one leg straight, one leg bent in, and you just pull forward and stretch. Okay, and you can switch into the other side. And you pull forward and stretch. Good job, guys. Okay. So now we're going to, okay, this one is you get up and you try and bring your toes as high as you can and you just bend. So you're kind of, you try and bring your toes in as best as you can, but you have your hands on the ground and your feet are in a little bit and your head is just between your arms. And you just breathe. And if you're like me, you feel it in your calf muscles where you can feel that stretch coming and it pulls. Okay. Oh. Oh.
And make sure while you're doing yoga, if you start getting winded or you need a break, you make sure you give yourself a break. Don't never overdo it, ever. If you feel like you need to take a break, you make sure you do that because you don't want to overexert yourself or anything. Okay, let's see. Next, we will do some okay. So next pose we're going to do is you're going to have one leg in, so one leg tucked in, and the other one is going to be behind you. Okay? So you got one leg tucked in, and the other one is behind you, and you just kind of stretch. Bend back a little bit, and give yourself a stretch. Okay, and then we're going to switch and do the opposite leg. So whichever leg you just did, do the opposite one. And just bend back and stretch. Okay, and breathe. Then we're going to lay on our backs like this, and you're going to try and hold your feet in front of you. So kind of like if you have like younger siblings or you've ever seen a baby where they try and reach for their feet, it's kind of what you're doing. You're just laying on your back and you're reaching for your feet. And breathe. Okay.
Oh. Huh.
Okay. Then you're going to sit in front, feet in front of you. And you just kind of push on your knees a little bit so that you get a stretch kind of up in your thighs.
Mm-hmm.
And you just kind of give it a good stretch. Okay. And then this one's kind of more of a meditation type yoga pose. You're still sitting crisscross, but your hands are just kind of held like this on your knees, and you're just kind of breathing. If you feel like you want to close your eyes, you can. Or you're just kind of just relaxing yourself, just almost meditating. And you can just take a few deep breaths. Okay.
And now then,
Okay. Now we're going to go into some different kinds of yoga you use when you're kind of getting close to the end of your workout and you're trying to cool yourself down, okay? So these are going to be more of the ones that you use when you're cooling yourself down from yoga. So the first one is you have one knee on the ground, okay? And your other leg is out in front of you, okay? So you've got one knee on the ground, your leg's out in front of you, and just kind of bend forward. Take some deep breaths. And we will switch legs. Okay. So there is that one. And then we will do the next one. You have, so one leg straight back. The other leg is tucked in. And you lean forward. As far forward as you can go. So one leg back, one leg tucked in, and just lean forward and breathe. Okay, after you get a few good deep breaths in there, you're gonna go ahead and you're going to switch and have your other foot tucked in and the other foot backwards. And you're just gonna breathe. Now, after you've gotten a few good deep breaths in, we will do the next pose. Okay. So for this one, it's you're gonna stand back up, and you're going to simply, it's kind of like the triangle we did earlier, but instead of having one arm up and one arm down this time, you're going to bend and bring both your arms down with you. So earlier we did this one where you stretch like this. Now we're going to bring both our arms down to one side of our body. So we're going to spread our legs out. We're going to bring both our arms down to this side of our body. Okay, and take a good couple deep breaths, and then switch to the other side. Good job, guys. Okay, now we're going to do another one. You're going to be cooking. Okay, so you're going to be bending forward, but you're going to have one foot behind your other foot. So almost like your feet are back to back behind each other. And you're just going to bend forward. So one foot behind the other, and you just bend forward. Take a few good deep breaths. And then you will switch. You move this foot forward. You put this foot right behind it. And you move forward. And you stretch.
Well, that's kind of a good one.
Now I can feel all the muscles just pulling, which means it's a good stretch.
Yeah.
So there are those guys. And whew, I'm already breaking a sweat. Whew. Okay, so that's about all I have for today, sadly. First day. I think I talked a little too fast, but it's okay. So every day I will have a Zoom meeting at will usually last between 3 and 4. With it being first day of program, I'm a little figuring it all out, which is good. Tomorrow we will be discussing dance. I am not a dancer in any means, so if you log into my Zoom time, we will just be kind of discussing the different kinds of dance there are, and hopefully if I can get my Zoom to share, because it wasn't wanting to do it earlier, I will show you guys some videos of some different dance moves and different styles of dance that there are. But we're going to be done a little bit early today just because that is all the content I have for you today. But I hope you guys, if you did participate, that you got a really good stretch and a really good workout in with the yoga. And I hope to continue to see you through all these 8-9 weeks we have of summer. So it was great seeing you guys. Have a good rest of your afternoon. Yeah, Ann.
I just added an option to, if you guys want to, you can go on the main page down near the bottom and you can actually put in any of the activities that you do on any of the days. And you can tell, how you felt about it, what you liked the best. You can make any suggestions. If you're like, hey, I'd really love to see a video on this, just let me know in that little form. And you can put how long you spent so that you kind of can track your own progress over the summer steam. So hopefully you guys like it. And any suggestions, put that on that bottom box where it says, hey, do you have any suggestions?
Yeah, definitely. We'd love to hear from you guys. This is our first year doing this, and it's going to be, we'll figure it out together. So hope you guys have a great rest of your afternoon. And I will hopefully see you back tomorrow at 3 o'clock, okay? Bye, guys.
Bye.